Feels good, man.
Does feel good. It's the last episode of season 8, episode 223, mate. How's that?
Yeah, it's been a long time.
It's been a long time.
Speaking of.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh, God. Anyway, grand final day up here in Queensland, Stradbroke Day. It's a fat card, like fat, bursting at the seams from dawn till dusk.
Juicy.
Ending with a Q22.
Huh?
God, they just know how to do it up here.
They really do. Like, sorry, Dane Ripper. We're just going to put, like, arguably the Way for Age form race of the year last year without a fight winning the Q22 last year. Obviously, the highlight being the Stradbroke.
Yeah, definitely. Always a form race each and every year. We call it the best sprinting handicap race in Australia.
Of
and
course
deservedly so.
How's these for some names? Think about it. Last year, Alligator Blood the year before, Tafane the year before that.
Oh, gee whiz. It's a long honour roll.
Oozing class. Now, you might be thinking, Declan, if you were having a bet this weekend, where would you be doing that? Because we've thrown out a few at a bit of a Mick Price this weekend.
Yeah, there's a few at a Mick Price this weekend. So, look, if you're going to have a bet on Saturday, do it with the good people at Ned's. They've been very kind to us over the years. They're going to be kind to us again on Saturday. Look, even our selections in the Stradbroke, if you box them up in a trifecta or a first four, or if you want to get even weirder with the same race multi, could pay absolutely anything at all.
Anything. And if you're a smart drifter out there, you jump on your Ned's app and you'd follow us on our profiles, because that's what we're doing every single week.
And look, history would suggest the two of us go pretty good on Stradbroke Day. Maybe it's a time to follow.
It might be. But what are you really gambling with? For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelponline.org.au.
I need to ask you a question. Be curious, drifters.
Mr. Brightside fins them up and wins again. Zardozi wins the Oaks for J-Mac. The photo finish. Mr. Brightside or Romantic Warrior. The mare's going. Great guns. Fangirl. Look at her go. Fangirl. Imperatrice has got her. And raced on by Imperatrice by a leg.
Overpass. More Baker's Delight in Perth.
Radina just won it, I'd say. Tom Kedden won the spring champion in a cakewalk. Without a fight, won the Caulfield Cup.
I just want to congratulate you and the great state of Queensland.
What's that?
It's the highlight of the racing calendar this week. Congratulations. Isn't it good?
What's to me specifically?
Because, mate, you're involved. You're a stakeholder in the game here.
Yeah. Well, we're talking on the review podcast about like big hitters in the racing game. Tell me a heavier hitting duo than the two of us in Queensland racing.
Well, certainly not Waller J-Mac. They come here just for a soiree. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like some people might say, like a
Tony Golan, Jimmy Orman.
Yeah, maybe they're saying that's a pretty heavy hitting duo.
Vlad and Antino.
It just seems like it's an empty podium, and we're just sitting on top in the first place position. And yeah, where are the heavy hitters? They're right here in this room, untouched, unmatched, dynasty.
Well, 223 episodes.
223.
Yeah, not out, I might add.
Not out. Yeah, obviously.
Red ink over here. Initial thoughts on the card racing?
Well, I've given it a pretty in-depth look, and it looks good. I've skimmed through it, and
Yeah. Da.
And in all seriousness, yeah, it looks good. Entire card's black type. Yeah. That's pretty good.
Mate, I wouldn't have expected to see the Q22 as the last race on the card.
Yeah, they're just looking for that big juicy world pool. Wow. Get sucked into that.
Wow.
World pool.
Yeah. Sensational card. I was actually thinking we could do things a little bit differently. Like just go from go to woe.
Yeah, let's do that 100%.
Yeah. Why not? A race-by-race preview.
Like I said, mate, we're the heavy hitters.
We make the rules.
Like, good luck going 12 rounds with us. Good luck.
Yeah.
Giving you the left, right, good night. Early doors.
I hope you're talking like horse racing yarns, because if it was fighting, how long do you reckon you'd last? I reckon I'd last 5 seconds.
Oh, yeah. Look, I've been told I've got plenty of performance issues, but oh, look, yeah, wouldn't get in the ring. wouldn't even consider it. They'd be strapping up my hands. I'm like, oh, that tape's a bit tight on my fingers. Oh, I don't know about these pants. They don't feel super comfortable. Yeah. No, yeah, mate. Like fighting. I'm not a fighter. I'm a lover, mate.
No.
I'm a lover. Never been in a fight in my life.
Well, that was some fighting words you just said before.
Yeah, but like, you know, anyone who takes anything we say seriously on this podcast needs to have a good, hard look at themselves.
Yeah.
Just dross.
Absolute dross.
Dross duo.
Yep. Should we get into it?
Let's just get into it, because it's a big card, and, you know, it's the final ep, and, you know, whilst it's the grand final day for Queensland racing, like, you know, it's been a long season for us.
Yeah, it has been.
A long season.
It has. Just absolute months. Like, you think Chinny Boom's prep's long. How about ours?
Yeah, exactly.
My God. Racing every single week, twice a week.
Yeah, exactly. How many grand finals have we had? We've had to peak so many times.
I know, and it all comes up to this.
Do you know what that is? It's a bit of Kieran Ma, magic dust.
Yeah.
Just sprinkle it on ourselves and just find a peak when no one thinks you can find a peak.
Agreed. All right. Race 1, the Wayne Wilson 1,600-metre listed weight for age contest. Last 3 winners of this contest, Antino, Charmy Baby, and Rainier. Remember him for Godolphin?
I do.
Yeah. So I was just thinking, right? Is this the good thing of the day already?
Freedom Rally.
Race 1, number 1?
Yeah, punters want to get themselves off to a big start. Yeah. And if you're getting black type odds for him, he wins this race. Like he's a bet to nothing Freedom Rally.
$2 with the good people at Ned's.
The only query is stepping up from, you know, a Group 1 weight for age sprint race, 1,300 metres, up to a mile race. But his class will take him a long way. Freedom Rally. He's got J-Mac. He's drawn gate 1. He rolls relatively forward. Like, yeah, if you're into diving into $2 things, he's the one. If he's not in this race though, like if there's a scratching in the Stradbroke, I'll probably I think Poison Charles will improve.
Yeah,
the Paul Pruska horse, he was good enough running third in a benchmark at 85 over 1,600 metres. Last start he just got way too far back, but came home really nicely. Gets Mark Zara on. Draws a nice gate. He's $8 at the moment. That price will be slashed if Freedom Rally is scratched. But yeah, I'd be keen to bet into him if Freedom Rally's not in the race.
Yeah. Okay. I think there's two front runners here that would be going toe to toe. I think that's number 5. I know a star for Bjorn Baker, TC on, and the other one is number 9, Deny Knowledge. Now she's doing some, you know, impersonation work of Pride of Jenny of late.
Same sire.
More so Mornington, she was doing that work. But I think the key to her is good ground. She hasn't seen that since her winning the Matriarch on Champions Day. So I think she is definitely in with a chance for Anthony and Sam Freeman. Sold to Yulong.
Yes.
And, mate, I don't know what it is about Craig Williams. I cannot get away from him this Winter Carnival.
Yeah, you really can't.
Like... So at $16, I think she's the Quinella horse with Freedom Rally. I think the good ground is the big key to her. I think she'll be awfully hard to run down.
Yeah, she draws well enough to roll forward. If you're keen on I Know a Star, completely get it. Been racing super this prep. Has a pretty good strike rate overall. Timmy Clark on. Draws a nice gate, will roll forward. I love Bjorn Baker, but when he's got a shorty, like not super short, but like if Freedom Rally comes out, he'll be super short. I just don't really trust it.
Especially in this grade. Like this horse is yet to do it. Been racing in like benchmark 94s and benchmark 100s. And this is a smart listed race. Like Star of India is a horse that has form around west wind blows, you know what I mean? So being gelded, big watch on that horse. I think it'll be a bit short for it, but Yeah, I think there's some winning chances in this contest outside of the favourite. Race 2 is the Hinkler Handicap, 1,200 metres listed. Now, another shorty, $2.10 Pyrel. Is that how you pronounce that?
Periel.
Periel. What are your thoughts on this horse?
I'm not. My concern about him is the concrete deck, Eagle Farm.
I agree.
So, like, he comes off that Sunny Coast track when it's heavy. It's swampish,
mate. Min Condition ran there one day. It was a soft 6 and it was a heavy 10. So it's like,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
And look, he's had 8 starts on good ground for only 1 win, but he's had 4 seconds and 2/3. So I'm not suggesting that he doesn't like it. It's just a bit different gravy, isn't it?
Yeah, look who he's been racing against, and I'm not suggesting there's any superstars in this race by any means, but like you'd probably, based on his last start win, you'd be hoping that his strike rate would be a bit better, I'd say. I'm happy to kind of go around him and hope he doesn't handle it. Jars up a little bit. I think there'll be a few jarred up this weekend.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. The one I was looking at a big price is number 12, Manhood. Don't know why I was drawn to this horse. But he's been racing in like the benchmark sort of stuff down in Sydney. But he's the one who has like the good sort of profile on the good tracks at the sort of distance, gets some weight relief, draws a gate. Zach Lloyd on, Annabelle Neesham's been in good form. Like he's the one at a big price with a decent strike rate that I was drawn towards, but I don't know. It's only the only reason why though is because I was looking at Periel and I was like, oh geez, that's short.
Yeah.
If he was like $4, I'd be interested.
Yeah,
that's how I saw it.
Yeah, I agree. And the other thing with this race as well is like I had a look at the potential leaders. I don't really see that many either, and I thought who could be leading this race is actually Dalalat for another Sydney Raider for the one and only Darren Flendell as well. So he's had a pretty consistent prep throughout the spring and autumn. Like they actually brought him up here for one run in October and he ran second there on a good track. So I feel like he definitely handles Eagle Farm, which is important. His profile suggests that he likes being on top of the ground a little bit more than having the cutout. So I can see him running a race like sneaky at double figures as well.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, nice. All right, the Oxlade Stakes, 1,300 metre listed race for the 2-year-olds. Set weights. Embassy. The writing's been on the wall with him for his 2 runs in Queensland. He does jump from 1,050 metres to 1,300 here. Not the thing I'd want to see, I don't think.
I had no idea with this race, mate, to be completely honest.
It's form lines galore.
Yeah. Embassy, $3.90. Like in that race where he lost to Arabian Summer and Mashani Lily, like they were clearly better than everything else in the race. So, he's definitely coming here with probably the best form, despite the fact that he hasn't won. But it is a big jump up for a 2-year-old to go to 1,300 metres and it feels like a little bit of a throw at the stumps. But at the same time, like the ones I was sort of drawn into outside of that were like, don't forget Jack, who's been really smart, but he's like gone Musselbrook, Doomben. Like he's a local. Like does he have the class to put this field away? He's $5. The other one that I was looking at was in Benedetta Silks for Jason Warren, number 12, Heinous. I watched her win last start at Sandown, and she was like so much better than them, Heinous. So she's a filly who's got more racing under the belt than pretty much everything else in this race. So, she looks like she has some ability, but I wouldn't say I'm overly confident.
No. Mate, how's the last 3 winners from this race, right? Namesake last year, I think this was the first race of the day, actually, and my jaw was on the floor. Johnny Rocker before that and Uncommon James before that.
Jeez.
So it can produce a smarty, this race. There's a couple here outside of the favourite that I'm interested in. The first one is number 5, Depth of Character for Annabelle Neesham. Really smart win at Canterbury over the 1,250 metres, so we'll handle the 1,300 no issues. came from last and zoomed past him. Like, really impressive turn of foot. So barrier 3 can hopefully sit a bit closer. He's the one that I'm probably more interested in at the price. And then the other one is Tahina, number 13 for Michael Friedman and JC on. Barrier 6 will probably go forward, basically just bullied his way to the front, or bullied her way rather to the front, and just put him away there at Canterbury as well. So both of them were impressive wins in obviously lesser grade, but I think you can find a winner between those two.
So just reading through this race as well, I didn't notice it at first, but so Anthony and Sam Friedman have Peace Centre. Lee Friedman's got number 12, Appellant, and Michael Friedman's got number 13, Tahina. It's a Friedman affair.
Freedom trifecta.
Potentially. Yeah.
All right. Now, the Brisbane Cup, a race that is close to our heart. The 3,200 metre Group 2 quality handicap. Now, let me read out the previous 3 winners from this race. Celino last year. Irish Sequel, where did that horse go? Knight's Order won it 3 years ago. Knight's Order is $27 this year. And Mostly Cloudy for Trent Busserton and Natalie Young is your $2.60 favourite. Don't know what to do with him.
Can definitely win this.
He definitely can.
Definitely can win this. Mostly Cloudy. He's got that map form, which is good. Sydney Cup, running 6th there. Circle of Fire. Like he can definitely win this. Mostly Cloudy, but gee, I was hoping for a better price for Celino, but the bookies know.
$9.
They know. I was hoping for like 15s for him.
Yeah.
But $9 still isn't too bad.
Well, mate, considering he was beaten 20 lengths 2 weeks ago.
You wanted to see more, but at the same time, it's just completely different gravy, 3,200 metres, and he gets back onto a bone-dry deck, which is what he wants. Like, he hasn't won on a deck that's not good. So, like, he's the one for me, Celino, just because, like, at double the price of Allegro, I'd rather have him.
Well, and even for 4 times the price of Mostly Cloudy, like, over the distance, he beat Mostly Cloudy home in the Sydney Cup.
Yeah.
So you can easily make a case for him.
Yeah.
Allegron is the one I'm going after here, though. This looks a really well-organised prep by Bjorn Baker. I was looking through his form, right? God, he's had a lot of runs at that 24 to 2,500 metres. The one time that he's been tested at 2,800 metres was I think it's the Anzac Day Stakes, or it's the 2,800 metre race there at Flemington. And he won by 3 lengths. Like, hang on. Like, how has this horse not run over this distance before? I'm really keen to see how it goes. I think he'll absolutely relish it from what we've seen. Like, he just looks an absolute stayer.
It was like clear as day that, coming out of that race, that he's the one for this race. So, and he's got a bit of weight relief off Celino. He's only got to carry 1.5 kilos more than Mostly Cloudy. So, yeah, Allegron's he's a backable price, 100%.
Yeah, and Dylan Gibbons in a staying race. Yeah, you can back that he'll get the job done as well. But all the best to Celino and his connections.
Back-to-back Brisbane Cup.
Is there, mate? Considering, because he did Tendon, didn't he? Like 2 years ago.
Yeah,
unbelievable performance.
Oh, mate, you'd love to own him.
Absolutely, you would.
Love to own him.
All right, the Gunsynd Classic, 1,600 metres, Group 3 for the 3-year-old set weights. Now, who has won this race? The Gunsynd Classic. Radina won this last year from Yellow Brick. Kiss Some and Ayrton the year before. Tricky little race this. I thought it was really deep. Really, really tough. I thought the speed looked to be Invincible Spy, who has that Cancello form, peer pressure, and Grey Ice from the low draw can probably go forward. But, yeah, any firm opinions in this race?
I was keen on one until I saw the barrier draw. A girl who the victim's been on and found like a few times this prep, number 13, Miss Aria for Danny O'Brien, Mick Dion, draws the widest gate. Gates haven't been kind to me this weekend, mate. But the way she put away that field at Sandown last start, like she looks like a black type filly, Miss Aria. And Danny O'Brien, I've found is pretty conservative with his horses, and I assumed that'd be the end of her prep, definitely. After winning a benchmark 78, but he's brought her up here. So she must be doing well. Like she looks like a filly who's got plenty of ability, and she's $8 at the moment with Ned's. And speaking to the victim, cash and checks on her. Long may it continue.
That makes a lot of sense, mate.
Yeah, stepping up to a mile for her is a bit of a concern.
Yeah,
okay. It is. Yeah.
All right,
but she's mine toppy because in a race like this, anything can win.
Yeah, exactly. Invincible Spy will be going forward for Waterhouse Bot and be awfully hard to run down. He is a colt who is progressive, but I'm going to take him on with a horse here who weird career to date. That's number one, Chrysaor. Really bizarre. Like shows some talent, but once in a blue moon type of operator. Third up last prep in the spring, came from nowhere at any old price to win the Calendar Presnell, if you'll remember that.
Yeah.
Knocking off Ducasse and Snowman.
That's right.
Yeah. That was a Group 2 race. I don't think it was of that quality. But I was looking at the comments there during that run as well. He shifted an off-4 plate in the running, causing a puncher to the sole and laceration in the near hind fetlock. So proves to me that he's a bit of a gritty horse. Also, that aside, his runs this prep I've been really impressed by. I think he's been hitting the line really generously, and he's definitely going to appreciate getting on top of the ground. So he has a dog shit gait with a jockey who's in dog shit form in Tommy Berry. But
Tommy is in dog shit form, isn't he?
So hopefully they can somehow piece together one of the great wins on Stradbroke Day.
Glad it's not a quaddy leg.
Yeah.
Field job.
Field job?
If it was a quaddy leg.
What about the JJ Atkins?
Yeah, I wouldn't suggest that's a field job.
Group 1, 2-year-old set weights. Broadsiding for J-Mac draws barrier 2. You're getting $1.70.
Look, we were talking about the other week. What's the chink in the armour?
Has to be the Eagle Farm track.
Has to be.
3 career starts for 2/3.
So, apart from that, Drifters, like if you want to dive in to, he's $1.70 right now. If you want to dive into that, like go ahead. I think he has panels on this field. Can he produce that on Saturday? Well, anything's possible. The one that if I was going to bet around him, which I probably will end up doing, we spoke about Imperialist, and I'm sure you will, but I think Bitter Creek can bounce back and win. He was 4th in that race against Broadsiding last start. Reading a bit about him, Blake Shin, and I trust Blake Shin considering the form he's in, said, he did not enjoy, he couldn't settle on that deck last start. Reed's soft 6 Eagle Farm, but you and I both know it was worse than a soft 6. It was probably like a heavy 8, realistically. And he just didn't enjoy it. The way that he won last start against, pretty much all of these bar broadsiding tells me that he's a horse with some talent. And get him on top of the ground, Blake Shin on. If there's going to be an upset, I think Bitter Creek's the one for me.
Yep.
At 13s.
I think he has to go into your quarter.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Especially because he was the one who was like surging late there as well. He kept on really nicely there.
Yeah.
Like I think out to the mile, I don't think that will be any worse for him either.
No. No. He's by Snitzel, and Snitzel typically produces sprinters, but at this 2-year-old grade,
Yeah, and I think he's one of those. Blake will hopefully find a position in that second line of running, because I don't think there's a lot of speed in this race.
No,
I thought Zuna goes forward, Mr. Artemisia, and Bazasto from down low. But that's all I really saw from my little speed map reading. So I think Bitter Creek's definitely one that's going to go into my numbers, but Imperialist is my on-top selection just because he proved that he loves a rock-hard Eagle Farm track, and he'll run the mile out easy.
Easy.
TC on. Don't typically see TC ride for Waller all that often.
No.
But I was really impressed what this horse did last week, and I think the $13 in it is utter madness. Utter madness.
Yeah, he's the one aside from Bitter Creek that I'd steer you into if you were keen to get away from the favourite.
Now, I did it last year at 80-1. I have another one this year.
Okay.
Number 5, can't recall one.
That's the one I was talking about last start.
For Cousin Robbie.
Yeah, the grey.
Yeah. Now, this grey might not appreciate the wet. Gets back on.
What? Huh?
Gets back on top of the ground. Mate, you look at its form, second up in its first prep. It won far lap. It absolutely brained him.
100%. And he's the one I was talking about on the podcast last start, and he showed me that he absolutely nothing. But yeah, you're right. It could just be the heavy deck. But that's a big price for him.
$67, with the good people in there. So that's a massive price. I would be having $5 on him, and chuck me into your same race multis and your quaddies. Why wouldn't you?
There's no reason why you wouldn't.
No, King Colorado last year.
I think that's the thing. You have responsibly 2 quaddies.
Yes.
You have 2. You single out broadsiding in one.
Yep.
And then in the others, you don't. And then the other one, you put in some roughies.
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
I think so.
Or you just do a treble.
Yeah, true.
And who are you going to do a treble with? Who are you going to get exotic with? Team Orange.
Team Orange. All right. The Dane Ripper, not the last race of the day, unfortunately, but that's all right. Comrade Rosa won this last year with Palissa Pan the year before.
Oh, Comrade Rosa.
And Brooklyn Hustle the year before that. Me and Corno were going bonkers when she crossed the line. One of the great rides by Craig, actually. Ginny Boom is your $4.80 favourite. She's just, as I said at the start of the podcast, she's in the prep that just never ends. But the way she won last start, it's crikey. You can understand why. Your team, Chinny Boom.
No.
You're a boom guy this weekend?
No, I've got a bad feeling about this race. Got a really bad feeling about this race. It's just got a stinky result written all over it. And because there's so many horses that are in this race that could just really stink it up. Revolutionary Miss.
Sure.
Vienna Princess.
Yeah, first up. No, she won't win.
Sieste Magie.
My jaw was on the floor when J-Mac is riding her over the likes of Roots. Huh? First run for Chris Waller.
Abounding. It's just this reeks of something like that getting up.
This is a field job.
This is almost a field job. CS Magique Waller first time, fascinating, but couldn't possibly.
$7. That's a J-Mac.
That's the J-Mac tag.
Has to be, right?
My theory on Eagle Farm the other day with Bitter Creek, Reed Soft 6, worse than that. I don't think your girl Courvolant enjoyed it at all.
I don't think so.
Gets back on top of the ground here.
And she was fresh.
1,300 metres, yes. Gate, a little bit tricky. That's what I mean. Gates haven't been kind to me today.
Who's on?
Blake. Blake's on. I think she bounces back. 6 starts, never been outside of the top 4. She's where my money's going, but I could see a bounding winning this at $16.
Yes, mate. Like, so Cool Volant, what you wanted to see was her finish off there. She ran the fastest last 200 metres of that race.
Bounding back on a good deck.
Like, that's the thing as well, is like, and Barry 4, I don't really map there to be much speed in this race either. And I think a bounding almost gets the run of the race with 55 kilos. $16 is utter madness.
It is.
Now, I also want to avert your attention to the top weight Roots and what she did third up last prep. She absolutely demolished the likes of Cool Die, Fine Point, and Royal Merchant by about 3 lengths at Rose Hill. So there is options galore here.
I don't know. That's what I mean. Yeah, I think it might be a field job.
I think it might be a field job, but this also might just be a trifecta race. Might be the perfect opportunity.
Do you know something I'm comfortable not declaring but saying is that Chinny Boom won't win?
Okay.
I'm comfortable saying that, and she's the favourite. So, like that has now become the worst result for me if she wins.
Yeah. Yeah, it's almost like, especially before the Stradbroke, you're like, oh, what a letdown.
Exactly.
Okay. I might join you on that.
Yeah.
Like, just basically lay Chinny Boom and hope for a result elsewhere.
That's what I mean. But like, Cool Volant, like, yeah, she's my top selection, but like,
oh, there's holes there.
The foundation is not solid.
No.
It's crumbling beneath my feet.
Like, what
Quicksand.
What gives me a little bit of hope there is, like, they were saying Stradbroke from basically January this year. And it's like, all right.
That's not the Stradbroke though.
I know. It's easier. So she should be like heading towards there, you know what I mean? But yeah, all right. Tough race.
Tough.
Stradbroke Handicap.
Speaking of tough.
1,400 metres Group 1 Handicap. Some are saying it's the handicap sprint of the year.
Year in, year out.
How's these?
Who would have said something like that?
Who's this for the last 3 winners? Think about it. Oh, that's an Everest. Alligator Blood. Oh, there's Group 1 form all over him. And Tefane. Oh, is that a 4 or 5 time Group 1 winner? 3 time? 4 time.
It takes a good horse to win the Stradbroke. It's very rarely will you see something pop up that's like 50 kilos and, it's beating the handicapper and we'll never do anything after that. Like, it happens sometimes.
Yeah.
Something will peak on the day.
Yeah, of course. What was the horse that you liked from up here?
Tyzone?
Yeah, he won.
I backed in the year before. He didn't win. Didn't back in the year after he won.
Yeah. So you doing that this year with Villana?
This is his third time, mate. He's his third throw at the start.
Really?
And I backed him as a 3-year-old.
Did actually?
Because I backed him as a 3-year-old where he won the Hawkesbury Guineas and he won the Fred Best, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, you're right.
Still has nuts.
Yeah, Alligator Blood, think about it. There you go.
But I concede he's a winning chance. Definitely Villana based off last start. But what I've also learned about Villana is that, fucking hell, where's the string, because he can't piece 2 together, honestly. Like, when was the last time he had 2 back-to-back really good performances? Ever?
Ever.
The one difference is the fact that, this time around he ain't got his nuts. So
it's a really good point, actually. Like, it's a long time ago. Like, you could argue this prep, but like against Heat of Shock, there was nothing. Like, he was fine. There was others there that I thought actually had better runs.
Yes. And look, he demolished them last start. And if he reproduces that, he's only got what, 53 kegs? Like, yeah, he can definitely win. But $4.80 with Neds, you can have him.
Yeah.
You can have him.
It's a handicap race.
Yeah. You can have him. But how do you want to play this? Do you want to go top down?
Sure. Bella Nipotina, barrier 21. She can draw some dog shit gates.
I think they scratch her.
I 100% agree.
I think they'll scratch her.
Why would you run her?
There's no point.
No.
You got nothing to prove with this horse.
No.
First go at 1,400 metres, draws that gate, top weight, mare.
Concrete deck.
I'd just say let's spell her. Let's have one crack at the spring. Let's get her an Everest slot.
Yeah.
Because as it stands right now, you'd be an idiot to say she doesn't deserve to be in the Everest.
Oh, absolutely she does.
Actually, let me raise idiot. You'd be a fuckwit. Like if anyone's going to stand here and tell me she doesn't deserve to be in the Everest, I'd be like, well,
I'm not here.
have you seen some of the dross that's taken part in the Everest the last few years?
Come on,
man. I'm gonna act as if she's scratched in this race, but if she runs, she'll run well. She always does.
Yeah, she'll run top 6, but I don't think she'll be winning on the rock hard decks.
Yes, she's not on my numbers.
She's an elite performer at weight for age, I'd say, with cutout. Top weight in a handicap, barrier 21. There's so many things against her, and you're getting $11 for the class that she is. You can have her
50 starts. How good?
50 starts. 50 stars. Magic time. 50% winning strike rate. She had a dog shit return to the races last week.
Yeah, she did. I would have wanted to have seen more out of her. Maybe that run in the all age on the super heavy deck, maybe 6 weeks in between wasn't enough. But
she's not really a first up performer anymore.
She's not. And aside from that win, she's run 6th, 7th, and 8th. So she can bounce back as good as, if not better than, any horse. So I don't think you write her off based on one poor performance. What I'm looking at here is starts at 1,400 metres, 5 for 3 wins and 2/3. And I'm seeing 5 starts at Group 1 level, 4 starts at Group 3 level for a hell of a good strike rate. And I'm seeing a good strike rate on good decks. And I'm seeing Mick D on gate 9. It has to be a winning chance.
Yep.
I just didn't have room for her in my numbers.
No.
That's how I'm seeing her.
Yeah. Ditto.
Yeah.
Antino. What the hell do you do with him? Barrier 20, Vlad on.
Oh, I was disgusted with that barrier.
54.5 kilos.
I was disgusted with that barrier.
Disgusted.
That first up run, I was so taken by it. And how he presented in the yard in the Kingsford Smith. And I think the run was a pass mark. He went to the back. Whilst I think they probably didn't go slowly, I don't think it was a race that set up well for him over 1,300 metres at weight for age. First up, they went absolutely fucking insane, like up front. And it suited him because he was out the back and he came home like a freight train.
Sub 34 second last 600 metres. First up. But that's quick.
It is quick.
On a soft 5. Like, that's very fast.
I don't think he liked that deck last start, despite the fact that, you know, on 4 soft track starts, he's won 3 times. His strike rate is irresistible. This has always been the grand final. He's 3rd up, back to a dry deck, stinky gate. Think I'm going to get about double figures, and he's going to be my on top selection, Antino. I've watched that replay a few times, and you know that I love this theory is what would annoy me the most if I wasn't on if it won?
Yeah.
And it'd be Antino for me.
Yeah.
I don't want to jump off him.
He looks so good.
So it tells me he's well, and he doesn't run poorly very often.
No, he doesn't.
Vlad's got a big job ahead of him. Look, but at the moment, there's 2 people we're putting our trust in the world, right? It's Billy Slater and Vlad Jurek. So in Billy we trust, and that trust has been warranted because you know, selling Cobbo on the bench, huh? Look how that played out. In Vlad we trust, gate 20, huh? Look how that played out. That's what I'm hoping for Antino. So on top selection, if I get double figures with Neds, I'll be very happy with that.
Has Tony won the Stradbroke?
Never has, and it's just I don't know. It's just
Yeah.
I would be dirty at myself until we started a new season if he won and I wasn't on him.
Yeah, true.
Anything else wins, I'll be like, oh, God,
Whatever.
That's what it is, yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Has to be in your numbers.
Yeah.
Has to be.
Has to be.
Benny Dedder. Blinkers off first time, visors first time, $11, barrier 6, 54 kilos. Never raced at the distance.
Never raced at the distance, never missed the top 4, Benedetta. She will run well. She's drawn a gate. Daniel Stackhouse back on. 1,400 metres the first time in the Stradbroke. Big ask. If I was Jason Warren, I'd be like, we're gonna freshen her up anyway. Let's just freshen her up and hold her off another week or two and run her in the Tats Tiara for her first crack at 1,400 metres. Weaker field. If she can jag that, cool. She's got 2 Group 1s against her name.
Yeah.
One's in a set weights and penalties race against both sexes. One's against her own sex. What is there left for a mare like this to achieve? Because she's not a Group 1 top liner.
God, no.
But I think she runs well.
Yeah. Not in my numbers.
She's in my numbers because I love her.
Okay. Cepheus. Just making up the numbers at 100 to 1, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a bit of a traffic cone, Cepheus. Matty Dunn, good trainer. He just hasn't shown enough, Cepheus, for a fair few runs now.
No. Valana, we've kind of covered him.
Yep.
Winning chance. Here to shock.
He ran well. He's been in good form.
He beat Freedom Rally.
Yeah.
That form is stacked up. He's a big price at $19.
He's a big Mick price. She's not a very sexy pick, is he? Here to shock. Not sexy.
No.
You know?
Like of the...
Doesn't get me aroused.
Of the... What are these? I'm trying to find the... Is it the Great Sensation Racing Silks? I don't know. I think...
The roll on high silks.
Yeah. I think I'll be a roll on high guy.
Yeah. Yeah. Wouldn't shock, but here to shock. Through to the keeper.
Yeah. Nugget.
I think he can run a big race, Nugget.
Yeah?
I think he can, yeah.
He's, I don't know. Is it the Kieran Marr factor? What do you
yes. Ran 4th in a Donny.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know.
I think he can run well. He's not on my numbers, but I think he'll run in the first half of the field. Nugget.
Like he just ran dog shit at Scone and then, you know, he just pops his head up, doesn't he?
Jam and cream Scone.
I think he's more of a miler, Nugget. Like, I think that's the thing with him. Like, he's had 7 career victories, 6 of them at the mile, 1 at 1,700 metres. Like, I think the 1,400 metres is a little bit too sharp for him.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think it's a warranted throw at the stumps, though. Like,
without a doubt.
Like 4th in a Doncaster, yeah, that holds up.
Well, let me put it this way. Out of the 2 things in the Aussie Bloodstock Silks in this race, one deserves to be here. The other one can fuck right off.
Oh, no, mate, honestly. Now, winning chance, the inevitable.
I think so too.
Mate.
I thought he was pretty good.
He was great.
Up on the rail from memory?
No, he was out wide.
Out wide, okay.
So he was outside Valana. So
that's right, yep.
Yeah, he will become the oldest winner of the Stradbroke Handicap if he is successful.
Great strike rate at this distance. Honest as the day is long. Wouldn't shock. Amenable. What do you reckon?
He's my on-top selection.
Is he?
At the price.
Yeah.
You can 4 times the price for him versus Valana for very similar lead-up runs.
Do you know what yes, agreed. Do you know what I thought about Amenable? Is the Stradbroke typically has a stack of pace up front. It might be no different this year, but on paper, it doesn't appear as if there's as much as we're used to seeing. And what we've seen from Amenable the last couple of starts is that he can roll forward. And if Magic Time's a winning chance,
Amenable has to be.
Amenable has to be. From gate 16, a little bit dross.
Yeah.
Chad's got a big job ahead of him, but I think he can find a spot.
Yeah.
53 kegs. Has to be a winning chance.
I agree.
He doesn't win out of turn, though.
No. He needs to...
Finds one better.
He needs to improve his winning strike rate. Like if you're getting beaten by Coast Watch, with all due respect, I don't think you're winning a Stradbroke.
No. I just couldn't find a spot for him in my numbers, but can definitely win.
top 6 chance.
Definitely.
Prince of Boom. I think he's the pacemaker.
Did I say this that is he heading towards a Stradbroke, or was I thinking of Spirit of Boom maybe?
Golden Boom?
One of the booms.
Like isn't Spirit of Boom the sire?
Yeah, mate. Yeah.
Like, I don't think he's heading there.
It was one of the booms.
Yeah.
And maybe it's Tony Golan's boom.
Golden Boom.
Yeah, is that Golden Boom?
I think so.
Yeah. And I just, and I remember you saying, he's not going to run that far. But
this one might, but
pacemaker.
Yeah, I think so. Just not up to this level.
No.
Also, Panko
Not up to this level.
just did nothing first up. Like, can't geld him twice.
Couldn't possibly.
Mighty Ulysses
Interesting runner.
goes from 1,800 metres back to the 1,400. Weird prep.
Yeah, interesting runner, but couldn't possibly.
Like, I was rewatching some Royal Ascot highlights, and this horse ran 5th, beaten 0.2 of a length to always forget how to pronounce this Godolphin horse. Cerberus. Cerberus.
3-headed dog
Yeah.
in Greek legend.
There you go. Who
Greek
is
mythology?
no longer with us, Barley. But he's raced Royal Ascot before, but I think it's a bit too short for him. $41. Samana. I was not expecting to see her back.
She's the roughie of the race for mine.
$20.
Samana. Like, drawn absolute dross. Gate 22. Like, come on, man. But, again, Kieran Ma. What is she doing here? Okay, so we go back to the start of her prep, which was in December last year. Second to Royal Merchant. Beats Meridius Revolutionary Miss next start. 4 weeks between runs. 5 weeks between runs. Beats Alentia. 4 weeks between runs. Runs second to Zoo Gotcha. Not by a big margin. In the Coolmore Classic, had 55.5 kilos in that race. So not like she's a 50 kilo lightweighter. Next start, 4 weeks between runs. Runs third to Zoo Gotcha and a Tissue in a 1,600 metre weight for age race. That is some of the best mile type, 1,400 metre type filly mare form in Australia. And she was doing it all 4 or 5 weeks between runs. This is 8 weeks between runs. So a bit longer. But who am I to suggest that Kieran Ma has not got her absolutely cherry ripe for this? With 52 kilos on her back, Dylan Gibbons on board. She's had a go at the 1,400 metre mark 6 times for 4 wins and 2 seconds. Hasn't finished outside the Quinella. I think she's a forgotten horse in this race because no one's expecting her to be here.
Yeah, exactly.
She's $20. Yeah, dross gate. But I tell you what, I think she's going to run a bold race. Like she's there or thereabouts every time she runs, and she was up for so long. She kept putting in a gut busting performance. She's got to go on your numbers for mine.
Yeah,
got to go on your numbers. I think she'll run a bold race.
Yeah. Don't worry about the trial. She tries dog shit every time.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Dream Hour. Honestly. What are you doing?
Honestly. Draws a good gate too, just to rub it in everyone's faces. So funny.
Stapati. Barrier 4. Dean Yendall back on.
I want to see him run well, but I just couldn't.
I think... Is this the last time we see him in black type? You know what I mean? Stapati?
Is this the last time we see him running around with his nuts? Do you know what's a significant change for him though? Dog shit Johnny comes off. Honestly though, so Dean Yendall never lost on this horse. Never lost on him. Bro falls off a horse and gets injured, the young man. Not so young.
Old man.
Old man Dean. Maybe I was thinking young man because he's a little fella. 50.5 kilos. maybe the change of jockey, someone who just gets him on, draws a gate, he'll be in the sort of right position. You know, maybe he wants that sort of rock hard deck. He's been on a soft one the last couple of runs. I just couldn't have him in my numbers, but if he won, I wouldn't be shocked.
I would be. He's shown me nothing.
He's shown me nothing the last two starts.
Like, he's shown me nothing basically since the Caulfield Guineas.
Yeah.
He should have won that.
He should have.
Like, sure, you ran third, but sorry, bruh. We're about winners here. Winners win.
Winners do win.
Number 17, Steffi Magnetica. The boom filly, you might say. Ran, what'd she run? 1.5 lengths, 5th in the Doomben 10,000, and then ran 3rd behind Roll On High at Eagle Farm. What are your thoughts on Steffi?
I think she's a smart little filly, Steffi. 12 starts, only 2 wins, though.
Can't possibly.
Can't possibly.
At $11, no way.
No. And yeah, Bjorn in a big race like this, with all due respect, when they do win, they're usually at a price like this. But there's others at a similar price I'd much rather have.
Exactly right. Roll On High, for instance, $16. Like, how on earth are you getting a bigger price for her?
She, right part of the track, sure, but she showed us that she's got something under the hood. Roll On High. She'll need to improve again a fair bit to win this race, but
50 kilos will help.
50 kilos helps. Right stable. She can run a big race. None of my numbers didn't have the room.
Apparently, Mood said to Connections after that win at Flemington, I think this is a Stradbroke horse.
Really?
Would have been very nice to know that. Like, I don't know. How many runs has she had? 6 runs ago?
He knows how to win it with 3-year-old filly, Midsummer Music. Back in the day, she was a big price too. So she's not on my numbers, but I wouldn't be shocked.
Freedom Rally.
Can definitely win.
First emergency. He would have been my on-top selection if he makes the field.
I think he does, because I genuinely believe that Bella Nipotina comes out. Because I don't think the Connections were totally keen to run her in this anyway.
Mate, well, after the 10,000, Kieran was saying Tiara. And then
I'd
she
save her
runs
for
in the-
that. If they wanted to run her again.
Then they ran her in the Kingston Smith. Understand, heavy, soft to heavy track, but here just makes no sense. Anyway, we've covered that.
Yeah, I think he gets a run, Freedom Rally, and if he does, he's clearly in my numbers, Freedom Rally. He's just showing us. He's showing us that he's a horse who belongs in a race like this, albeit with 51.5 kilos on his back. It's a handicap, right? Ran super in the Kingston Smith, above market expectations. Nearly got hold of Here to Shock the start before. Tyler Schiller in a handicap race like this, like he's drawn well, so he'll have a daring run. He's probably the second pick for me after Antino.
Yep.
I'd say. So Tony Gollan could go from having no winners to running a Quinella, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I thought Yellow Brick would make the field, but obviously didn't do enough.
I think he was 22nd in entry. So,
right.
But yeah, Yellow Brick, he'll run a bold race, but I think he'll run about 8th if he gets in.
Well, he's got the same weight as Freedom Rally, and I know who I'd rather have.
Yeah.
Especially with that gate.
All right, give me your top 4.
Antino on top for me. Already outlined the reasons why. I'm just going to act as if Freedom Rally's in the race. So he's the second selection for mine. Samana is the knockout chance at a big price, $20. And then my girl Benedetta has never ran outside the top 4. Who's to suggest that this race will end that streak? That first 4 will pay a mozza.
It will. This one will pay more. The inevitable on top for me, look, he's never really performed at Group 1 level. Like, he's had 6 runs for 0 placings, but I was really taken by that run at Doomben or Eagle Farm, wherever it was, out wide. It was a bee stick away from Valana, and you're getting 4 times the price. I think it's an absolute no-brainer to have him in your numbers. And Tino, as you outlined, he just looked too good to ignore.
Very good looking horse.
Like, one of the best I've seen. So he goes in. Freedom Rally, if he makes the field, definitely goes into third, and then Roll on High was, yeah. If this has been the target the entire time, then sure. Who am I to question?
Yeah, they'll both pay anything, those first fours. Good luck to anyone putting on a quaddie.
Yeah. And your last race is the Q22. Group 2 over 2,200 metres. Weight for age. Last 3 winners. Without a fight. Brained them. Numerian, your boy found him at 20-1 that day as well. And then Zaki, I think, limped in. Special mention to Kenedna, who won this in the previous edition to that. I think it was in 2019 because this race wasn't run for a couple of years. My God, what do you do here? What do you do? Kovalika's $6.50. Faulkner Park's $4. What on earth do you do, Declan?
Well, first and foremost, you couldn't possibly convince me to back Kovalika. I think Faulkner Park is probably deserved favourite and is probably the one that's going to be my top selection because he was great in the Brisbane Cup and has been great this prep. Faulkner Park, he looks one who could take that next step.
And he ran really well in that Brisbane Cup, and he does not like any cut in the ground, and it was a soft 6.
No. There's a couple at big prices that I could probably steer you into, drifters. Number 3, Light Infantry Man. He's one who ran in that Skylab race. Which one was that?
Scone Cup, sorry.
And it's just the old Kieran Maher when you get out to distances like this, but you'd have to improve significantly. The other ones, Vow and Declare back on top of the ground, more truly run race will be his jam. I think he can run a big race from gate 2. And the other one was number 18, Amakura, the lone mare in the race. This looks like a benchmark gelding 100 race. Look, I think that was a bit of a track gallop for her. Last start in the Brisbane Cup, 2,200 metres. Zara on. Terrible gate, but she's $19. Like they're the roughies I could see you into. But I think Faulkner Park's a good bet at falls.
Yeah, I was kind of leaning that way as well.
Yeah,
like I thought the 2 roughies in the race were Amakura for one. Her work late was really nice, and I think you only see the best of her like north of 2,000 metres. And I hate to say it, but Converge was pretty good.
Converge was good.
Like, third up here. 2,200 metres, like son of Frankel. Like he'll get the distance, so unbelievably. But he was good, and I think he is better on top of the ground as well. So at $27, he's a big price. TC back, a bit of a reunion there.
Yeah. Shit, you'll have to go wide in this quaddie if you haven't one on. But that's the way. Stradbroke Day is always like that, though.
Exactly. Now, the most fascinating runner in this field is Adelaide River. Now, barrier 6, James McDonald on. This horse went back when all signals were that this horse would go forward. Now, that was because he had a dog shit gate, but he has a decent gate here. I think they've already said the intention is for this horse to lead. He's only had the 2 career wins from 10 starts, which isn't that bad. But I don't know what to do with him. I'm almost chips in on him if the market backs him again. And I'd rather take the $5 than the $8.
I think you'll learn a lot by being there and seeing him in the yard. If you see him in the yard and he looks good and the money comes for him, at that price, $8, like he'll get jammed into what, $5.56. Yeah,
he was like, he was unmemorable. I can't really remember him for the day, Was I even there? I don't think I was.
No, that's what I mean. So, actually, no, you would have been there.
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah, no, you were there.
Yeah. So,
like you'll see if he's taking improvement out of that and the money comes for him a bit, if there's some specking late, then yeah, back with confidence. But I don't want to.
Yeah.
But let me put it this way. I'd rather back him than bloody Kovalika.
Yeah, right. Damn, what a difference a year makes, eh? Wow.
Yeah, just couldn't. I just couldn't possibly. And the fact that J-Mac, if he wanted to, could be on Kovalika, but Jimmy Orman is. J-Mac's riding for Chris Lees on Adelaide River. Like, just tells me the horse is just not going well, Kovalika, which is such a shame. But
yeah. Well, what I want to ask you is Nash indisposed?
He must be. And Jamie Carr's not riding either. So
I think Jamie's in Bali, isn't she?
Is she?
Yeah.
Well, I don't blame
her.
Yeah. But I'm not sure where Hot Nash is, no.
That gives me the impression that Jamie had, I hate to say it, because she would have had the option for Amenable. And she was like, you know what, bruh? I'm going to go to Bali instead.
Yeah. Sure, she could have probably had a couple, to be honest.
Oh, God, yeah. She could have had anything.
Yeah. So,
but for Mick Price, Kent Jr., I think she's been in Amenable before, I think.
Not sure.
Anyway. Well, there you go. Look forward to it, though.
Yeah, can't wait. Going to be a great day. Forecast looks to be similar to last week, so brilliant day to get to the track. We'll be well looked after by the good people at Ned/Entane. Cannot wait for that. Drifters, of course, if you come and say g'day. Don't talk to us for too long, though. We're busy. We're busy.
People to see.
Movers and shakers.
Best to put on.
Yep.
Horses to see in the yard.
Horses to see in the yard. Probably the most important part of being on the track.
We're going to be accompanied by Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
Yes, we sure will be.
And from the text messages that we were receiving last night, they're excited.
They are very excited. Can't wait for our dinner booking afterwards.
Yeah, that would be great. My flight actually got my what is it? The connecting flight. It got brought forward 2 hours in Hong Kong, and so we had a 20-minute connect 20 minutes to get our connecting flight. So that ain't happening.
No.
So had to push back 5 hours now. So we've got 5 hours in Hong Kong. I'll have to see if Shartin's running. Imagine that. Go there for the first.
Just a racing bender.
Yeah. But Royal Ascot, you'll see some content of that.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, you will.
100%.
I'll be there within the week.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Isn't that wild?
That is bizarre.
Yeah.
But very exciting stuff. There might be some content from Galway in a few weeks' time as well. Lol.
And Coolmore?
Coolmore, yep.
Yep.
Yep, definitely. 30th, all locked in.
Yeah.
30th of July. So.
Here's a stat for you. You might know this. Who was the sire from not the current season, but last season, who serviced the most male mares
in Australia?
In Australia.
I've got a short list, but I'll start off with Zoostar.
No. Hold on, let me get this because I found this little booklet that I'll give you. But
is it one of the big dogs? Like,
nah,
it's not like Schnitzel or Vinny or something like that.
I think it was a first season sire.
First season sire.
First or second season sire.
Well, geez, it'd be like what, Hitotsu or something?
No, but similar vein. Tagaloa. Yeah, he serviced like 220 mares or something.
You're kidding?
No.
What was his stud fee?
This is like the 2023 stats book, so it'd be season 22-23.
Yeah, okay.
His fee was like 17 grand.
Wow, Tagaloa.
Yeah. So
he does have elite bloodlines, Tagaloa.
So yeah, 214 mares he served. Second on the list from Coolmore, Australia.
Home Affairs.
So you think? 211. Just putting up numbers.
Yeah, because he's so good looking. And he's shown that he can produce an elite sprinter as well as an elite middle distance horse. And a stayer. Like, nice choice. Is the son of So You Think?
Home Affairs number 3, 203. Russian Revolution for 200. He's a good up-and-coming sire.
Yeah.
Number 5, Farnan.
Yeah, right.
189 on the same, basically the exact same horse. Stay inside with them. Acrobat.
Yeah, he's a Coolmore stallion. Very, very lightly raced. I think he was injured but showed a lot of promise as a 2-year-old.
14,000 his stud fee. Zoostar, 185. Trapeze Artist, Spirit of Boom, 180s. I'm Invincible, 179. Hanseatic, 175. Wild Ruler. Haven't seen any of the Wild Rulers. Well, they're probably coming in soon.
This is just telling me that people they're wanting something that's got the bloodlines. So like you just mentioned a lot of sons of superstar sires.
Yeah.
Like, would Gunsynd be pretty high up on that list? Gunsynd?
No, he's not yet. But like, I'm seeing Anders on this list.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Anders.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So, what we have learned from like champion sires as well is like you don't necessarily need to be a So You Think.
No, you don't.
Like
You don't.
But
But
it can be a Schnitzel who jags a Oakley plate.
yeah. Or an I'm Invincible who didn't win a Group 1. But I think what we've learned is that there's a few races where you're more likely to be a superstar stallion, and that's the Golden Slipper, the Coolmore Stud Stakes, and the Cox Plate, and the Cox Plate is on top of that list.
Yeah. I agree.
How good?
Yeah.
How bloody good?
Well, Drifters, that is curtains on season 8. Well, thank you for all your support. Thanks for listening. We'll be back for the spring.
100%, yeah, 223. Feels good, man. But thanks, Drifters. Appreciate your support. Thanks to the good people at Ned's, of course. Couldn't do it without you guys. And look, we're ending it on a high note. Stradbroke Day. Let's actually go.
Let's Leslie go.
We're actually going, aren't we?
Yeah.
Cool, let's go.
All right. Hooroo.
Bye.